All right, guys, Elon Musk is making another policy change for Twitter, and it is absolutely abysmal and pathetic and disastrous, and his own followers are calling him a loser for doing such a thing. So he comes out and says the following: algorithm tweak coming soon to promote more informational and entertaining content. We will publish the changes to XENG. Our goal is to maximize unregretted user seconds. It's a weird phrase. Too much negativity is being pushed that technically grows user time, but not unregretted user time. All right, so let's just be clear about something up front. This unregretted user time, you're making it up. This is a thing you made up. Unregretted user time versus regretted user time. Like, you're just making stuff up, okay? Second of all, why is Elon Musk doing this now? Because for the first time, he crossed the MAGA base, and the MAGA base was mocking him, making fun of him, memeing against him. He saw that. It hurt his feelings. So now all of Twitter apparently needs a policy change where mean things are no longer prioritized. Bad things are no longer prioritized. He doesn't want to see things that hurt his feelings anymore, so he's going to change all of Twitter. Right? Ryan Grimm makes a phenomenal point here. He says, the algorithm wants to focus on good news over criticism just in time for the new administration. Oh, would you look at that? In other words, people like me, whose job is to come out here and tell you the truth about the Trump administration, tell you the facts about his policies, tell you what he's going to do, tell you what he did do, tell you about his corruption, etc. I'm not going to be prioritized. Why? Because, what I'm saying is too negative. It's too negative to point out that Trump took tens of millions or hundreds of millions of dollars from Saudi Arabia for the Live Golf events and let them do a genocide. It's too negative to point out that Trump took $160 million from foreign businesses while he was president last time. It's too negative to point out Jared took $2 billion from Saudi Arabia and gave them classified information. It's too negative to point out Trump has a $500 million project underway right now with the government of Oman. Brazen, disgusting conflict of interest when you're going to be a sitting president. It's too negative to point out that Trump's charity was a fraud and his university was a fraud and he stiffed his workers for his casinos and his hotels and he did tax fraud and insurance fraud and business fraud. That's all too negative. So we got to make sure to bury that in the algorithm. We got to make sure that you can't see when people are telling you the truth about Trump and telling you the truth about Elon, he doesn't want you seeing that. Remember that story that just came out the other day? Tesla let go of, it was about 2,800 American workers at their factory in Texas. They're replacing them with H-1B immigrant workers, and they're bringing in about 2,600, so fewer workers. They're going to pay them less, and they're going to make them work longer hours. It is literally a direct example of American workers can do the job. They do the job, but Elon's letting them go for profit maximization. He wants to bring in indentured servants to do the work. Now, if you go on Twitter and you blast that out, Elon's trying to change the algorithm to make sure nobody sees the truth about what he's doing. Nobody recognizes he's a robber baron. He wants it all to be puppies and rainbows and smiles when Trump's in office. As he loots the treasury, takes more corporate welfare, takes more billionaire tax cuts and corporate tax cuts, he wants to pull the wool over your eyes and make sure you don't see when people report the truth about that. That's the goal. As we march towards inevitable war with both Mexico and Iran, he wants to make sure you don't see people telling you the truth about that. He wants to prioritize somebody talking about gardening or collecting antiques. All he had to do was cross the MAGA base once, and he says, we need top-down reform at Twitter. We only want informational and entertaining content. We don't want negative stuff anymore. Well, boy, how convenient for you and how unlucky for me, a guy who spent, the past 3 months tweeting, deport Elon Musk on a regular basis. I'm just waiting, by the way. My time's coming. I'm sure he's going to ban me at some point. I'm going to move over to the bluest of skies soon, so just, I'll update you when I do set one up. There's one that's there now. It's not me, but I will set one up soon. Okay, so you have that. By the way, one more I got to show you here. He posted, this was the other day, he said, please post a bit more positive, beautiful, or informative content on this platform. This is what he said on December 29th. You know what he said the other day? He was responding to somebody, F you retard, because somebody criticized him. Look, at some point, everybody's got to be honest about Elon Musk. He's actually not that smart. Like, he's actually kind of stupid. It's amazing. All the PR, all the bullshit, all the marketing, which, he had a direct hand in trying to create this image about himself, this aura about himself. He put a lot of work into that. But then the second he actually started opening his mouth and talking publicly and sharing his thoughts with the world, any honest person is going to look at it and go, you really are like a teenage 4chan poster who's a ketamine addict, who's a immigrant welfare queen robber baron, and everybody can see that you're not that bright. Like, everybody can see you say stupid things on a regular basis. How can you? It was just a few days ago that you're talking about be more positive, and now you're going around saying F you retard. By the way, he's also calling for governments to be overthrown. A guy who just bought the U.S. government and bought the Republican Party and bought the U.S. president. He's now trying to inject himself into UK politics, and he's telling them, hey, the king should dissolve parliament willy-nilly at whenever he wants. I mean, it's unbelievable. Never has a guy dished out more shit and not been able to take even the tiniest criticism in return. And by the way, again, now even his own fans are onto it. What happened to Mr. Free Speech, right? Well, turns out he got a bunch of Groypers banned the other day. Why? Not because they're Nazis. He's fine with them being Nazis. They've been Nazis on there for a while, but they disagreed with him on the H-1B visas, so he's got to ban them. He took away verified check marks for people like Laura Loomer and other conservative commentators who were disagreeing with him and going after him. So what they're learning now, what the MAGA base is learning, is something we've known all along, right? Because we followed this from day one. We followed when he banned Ken Klippenstein and the J.D. Vance dossier. Remember, Elon came into Twitter saying, oh my God, the censorship of the Hunter Biden laptop is egregious, and that's why I have to buy Twitter to allow free speech. Then here comes Ken Klippenstein, a journalist, releasing the J.D. Vance dossier. Immediately, boom, pulls it down, censors it, does the exact same shit, but he does it to protect the Republican Party because he's a Republican hack, Elon Musk is. We saw this. We saw when he banned the Elon Jet account. We saw when he banned all the journalists who were just reporting on the feud that Elon had with the Elon Jet account. We saw all this. We knew he was a petty, censorious freak. There was a while where you couldn't say the name of a competing social media platform on Twitter. They would censor it. He censored an article that came out from, I believe it was the American Spectator, which allegedly, shows who Adrian Dittman is. Allegedly, Adrian Dittman is not Elon Musk, and it's an Elon Musk superfan, and there was a whole article on it. He had it banned. You can't even share that article. So he is a petty, censorious, tyrant robber baron. Everybody's learning it. And instead of growing as a person, changing, being a better person, being more principled, being more serious, what does he do? Ban negative content. Algorithm should boost positive stuff. So if somebody's saying, Elon, you're so special and you're so amazing and you're such a genius, that account is definitely going to get boosted. You guys see all the Elon meat riders on Twitter. They're the saddest people I've ever seen in my life. These people have the IQ of a mosquito. Every day, some bullshit fluff job to Elon Musk over some nonsense, right? And these are the accounts I see all over my fucking Twitter, all over my Twitter. I'm the biggest Elon hater in the country. Why am I getting served pro-Elon Musk propaganda? Because this is what he wants me to see. This is what he wants me to see. So there you go. Even his own people are against this. Why? If you're going to have a free speech platform, it's got to be a free speech platform. It can't be, number one, a Republican propaganda outlet and a Trump propaganda outlet, which is exactly what it is. And number two, the second you get criticism, oh no, let's boost all the positive stuff because I don't want anybody to see how much I'm despised. What a joke. Anybody who still meat rides this man is suspect. In other words, I sincerely believe everybody is smart enough to see through him and see how much of a con man idiot he is, right? If you are still meat riding him, I have to question whether or not you're on the payroll at this point, right? I have to question that. Because, I mean, even Rogan should be able to see this. And Rogan was the chief Elon meat rider. Even you should be able to see how embarrassing this is. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.